Well, we hope you had a great time on the main card of CFFC 108. We now keep things going with our Postlims. My man CM Punk has bolted for the airport. He's got to get out of here, but the president is here, Brad Boland. We're going to keep the action going here. Just kicking it off in the bantamweight division. Our first Postlim bout of the day features two CFFC newcomers at bantamweight with New Jersey's Nizar Dimes facing South Carolina's Eduardo Castillo. So 3 more fights still to come. That is not the fighter making his way to the cage.
There he is.
There he is.
Eduardo Castillo.
Eduardo Castillo, 20 years old, made his amateur debut in 2020. He's now fighting for the first time in the CFFC Next Gen division. Saw him most recently in March. He suffered a submission loss there on the South Carolina regional scene. But now he's here in the CFFC cage for the first time after a great main card, and now we keep things going here at the Parks Casino in Bensalem.
He's got a lot to live up to after that main card.
Really was exciting from start to finish. We knew it would be. Now we've got 3 more fights coming to you. This first one, 2-minute rounds in this one, so you'll see a big change if you were with us for the main card. Obviously the 5 minutes of the professional ranks. This is going to be just 2-minute rounds. You got to get busy when you got 2 minutes to work.
It's quick. I mean, if you hit a takedown in a 2-minute round, by the time you get to the mat, it's like, how much do you even have to work for a submission? You lock something up, it's like, guy holds his breath. Can you run out the clock? That's
it. You got to go. You know, you can't really be slow to set things up. Obviously, you see the extra padding with the shin guards there as well. A couple little minor rule changes that we see in the Next Gen division, but that is Eduardo Castillo looking to keep the action going here following our main card on Fight Pass, preceding the UFC event tonight on ESPN2 and ESPN+. And we see his undefeated opponent, the Prince of Palestine.
Nizar Dimes. Tall for that weight. A lot taller than Eduardo, it seemed, at the weigh-ins. He had at least a couple of inches on him. Coming from that Dante Rivera team. You know they're going to be tough, have good hands, going to have good, decent wrestling, be hard to submit.
Dante Rivera behind Nizar Dimes there. You see that Dante Rivera squad continues to grow, building a squad of absolute killers over there. Interesting to see his career path so far. Nizar, he fought twice in his first 2 months as an amateur. Then he took 9 months in between fights.
Already talked to him before he's even fought. He's already talking about the next one. He's like, man, I want to stay busy. I want to get back in there. You guys got a grappling show in 2 weeks. If I win, I went on that. I like to see that from those young guys at that age. It's like you see that activity. Now's the time to get those reps in the amateur career. That's what it's there for.
100%. I like that attitude. This will be a big test for him tonight. He's 2-0, but both of his opponents previously were also making their amateur debuts. And this is the first time he's fought somebody that's been in there a little bit before. He's got 5 bouts under his belt, so, you know, maybe not the nerves that some of his other opponents may have had, a little bit more comfort. So we'll see what Nizar Dimes can do tonight. Of course, as we said, hailing out of that Dante Rivera BJJ school, man, nothing but killers over there. First of 3 Postlim bouts here at CFFC 108. Happy to have my man Brad Boland, the Prez, joining us. CM Punk en route to the airport.
Happy to be here. Appreciate him keeping that seat warm for me.
Yes, sir. Let's take a look at our tail of the tape. The Next Gen division, see youngsters, 23 years old and just 20 for Castillo. See who can take a step forward tonight. Let's take it up to Dr. David Sarnoff.
Today, this bout is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in the Next Gen Bantamweight division. This bout is brought to us by RK Chevrolet of Vineland. We do it right. Now, standing to my right, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 138.3 pounds, with a fighting record of 3 wins and 2 losses, fighting for the Foundry out of Beaufort, South Carolina, Eduardo Machete Castillo. Now, standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 135.1 pounds, with a fighting record of 2 wins and 0 losses, fighting for the Dante Rivera BJJ and Lionheart MMA out of Old Bridge, New Jersey, Nizar, the Prince of Palestine, Dimes. Referee in charge of the action once the bell rings. No nonsense, Keith Peterson.
All right, next gen bantamweight action here. Kicking off our Postlims here on Twitter and YouTube. Thank you for joining us, everyone.
These are coming right out in the southpaw stance, shoots right away, gets him up on the cage. Hands locked, so yep, probably gonna get that takedown.
Well, as we said, 2 minutes, you gotta work fast, and he took that to heart. On the back immediately, 15 seconds in.
Has he got hooks?
Right.
Going right for it.
Wow, choke is under. He's looking for the squeeze right here.
Prioritizing that submission over the position.
Still on the back right now, hunting for this choke. See, the hands are locked, but he's able to slip out.
Attacking that low single. Right up to his feet.
Castillo defending well, doing all the right things. Was in a bad spot there early.
These are really coming out of the gate strong, looking for that sprint, just like you talked about.
Slips to the back once again, gonna try to drag this thing down a little high. Gotta be a little careful here. He does bring the fight to the floor. Still very high on the back right now, controlling from the back. Castillo again does a good job of working back to his feet. Under a minute, 50 seconds left. Trying to step over with that left leg. Can't quite do it. Castillo doing all the...
Eduardo doing a good job looking to pop out, but he's got his arm trap. These are loses it now.
Castillo, a brief moment of offense here. Let's see if he can threaten here. 20 seconds left. Can he get a squeeze here from the front? He's looking for it. He's trying for it.
Nizar lands past the guard, so he's relatively safe.
Yep, smart work slamming out of it, trying to clear the legs there. But a little bit of work here in the end from Castillo after a difficult start.
Just like that, in a flash, that first round is over.
Well, we said the 2 minutes have got to be a sprint. That's exactly what that was. They came out with fast pace. Great work there. A little bit of trouble early on for Castillo, but battle back at the end, making it interesting.
Following that traditional Dante Rivera playbook. Come out strong, get the takedown, get on top, make him pay for it.
How about that, Brad? Making the debut for CFFC on Twitter Live. Pretty cool, man.
Yeah, with seems like Mark Zuckerberg and the Facebook team aren't exactly the biggest fans of MMA, so we're giving it a shot to see if Elon Musk will be a little bit nicer to us about our live streams.
Well, I thought it was pretty cool to hear that Elon Musk reached out directly to see if we would put CFFC on.
And I said I'd do him a favor, right? I was like, look, I can't promise anything, but we'll do our best. We'll give it a shot, and here we are.
So, Elon, we appreciate the hustle, appreciate you trying, and we're doing the best to make you happy. Great partner. So we get ready for round number 2 here. Put 2 minutes on the clock again. Nizar was aggressive early, but Eduardo Castillo was able to answer late. See what happens here at round number 2 is that now it's Castillo trying to move forward. Walks into a left hand, though.
Eduardo looks like he's got nice straight punches.
Oh. Left hand landed clean there. Going it again, as you said, just straight shots right down the middle. Shoots in from range. Castillo snuffed that out.
Yeah, at least he's got the underhook this time.
Trying to get a squeeze on the neck. Can't quite get there. But is controlling the head. Castillo trying to slip over. Nizar works to his knees, trying to clear the arms here.
Not a grip fighting here.
Castillo looking to get a squeeze on here. Nizar picks him up, slams him down again. Side control. I think that'll relieve the pressure on the neck there.
Yeah, Eduardo does a good job of reestablishing guard, but nothing there.
First minute already gone. 2-minute rounds do move quickly here in the amateur ranks, next gen division.
And it's tough. You got that guy on bottom, you get taken down once or twice in a round. It's like there's not a lot of time to fight back. Get away from you very quickly. Nizar's got good posture on top, good base. Not going to be easy to sweep. Eduardo's best bet's probably getting back up to the feet. It's like, how fast are you going to tap somebody from guard with their shin pads on?
controlling the legs right now, keeping him from moving, getting back to his feet. Dante Rivera calling for him to posture up and strike. Final seconds tick off the clock here. Round number 2.
Stack and roll.
Switches to the back here in the final seconds here. An interesting kind of the opposite of round number 1 in terms of the momentum shift. That time it was Castillo who started out well, but Nizar was able to finish in a better position. Tough for the judges, to be honest with you, through 2. It's been two back and forth rounds where both fighters, I think, had some moments of offense.
Got to agree with you there. I mean, Eduardo came out, got on top early in the round, ate some punches though, and then ended up the round on his back. Love the straight left right here from Eduardo. In this southpaw stance, you can throw that straight left naked. There's no setup, just like Connor does, right? Straight left down the pipe. In that southpaw stance, the guy standing orthodox, it's just an easy punch to land, especially if you're that long, you got that extra reach.
As much success as he was having with that left hand, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they're telling him to stick with that here in round number 3 and just keep firing that left, because he landed it twice and then shot from range.
Yeah.
Maybe just sit down on that left a few more times and see what happens.
Yep, and you got that 3rd round now. Now's the time to do it.
All right, 3rd and final round here.
The 3rd and final round.
CFFC 108. Parks Casino playing host to us once again. These are dimes in the black and gray. Castillo in the gold there.
These are immediately looking for a naked shot. No setup, just diving in on the leg. There, those are the punches, right?
Nice work. Side leg kick from Castillo.
I like the way that Nizar is pumping that jab.
Once again, shoots. Dante Rivera was calling for the straight punches, but elected to shoot in for the takedown. Got clipped there a little bit, I think, but works through on the takedown.
Eduardo giving up his back to try to get back up to the feet. It's a risk to take, right? Do you want to wall walk, or do you want to give up your back and try to get up the other way?
Nizar on the back right now, trying to get to the neck. Very high as well. Still trying to shake him off, can't get free. Into the final minute of this fight.
Nizar in on that single leg, going to the double, trying to lock his hands. He's got him locked, so chances are he's taking this guy for a ride, and down we go. It's that locked hands under the butt. It's hard to deal with, right? You don't have an underhook. There's really no way for you to fight it. You can only get your hips out so far. You really can't defend it. You have to have an underhook in that position. Nizar doing a good job of staying across the body there on half guard, keeping the weight down, trying to pin the head, get some control. So Eduardo working hard to try to reestablish guard from bottom. Pushing at the knee, open up his hips, back in the center.
Still looking for options from his back, but once again, does roll there, but has to give up his back in the process. Final 10 seconds here of the 3rd and final round. Castillo trying to get to his feet, do something from this position instead.
Oh.
He just ducks the head.
And he gets it. It works, right? Not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's effective.
But it worked. Yeah, weren't able to hit him anymore, and he got the takedown. So nice work there. I got to think Nizar probably keeps his perfect record. We'll see what the judges have to say about it. Castillo did show some veteran savvy, made it a test there, but Nizar was able to make the adjustments, and at least on my card, he goes to 3-0. We'll see.
Yep, I have to agree with you that on John, or with you on that one, John.
Take a look at some of the action here.
Really loving that straight left hand that Nizar has. I think he just needs to love it a little bit more too, right? It looks like it lands. He's got it. He just needs a little bit more confidence to employ it in the fights. A little bit more time on the feet, a little bit more time in the ring to get it done.
As you said, the clasped hands there for the takedown. Was able to get to this position over and over, and a little bit of a frustrating night at times, I'm sure, for Castillo, and it looks like that man should get the decision. We'll wait for our man, Dr. David Sarnoff, to collect the scorecards over there.
I got to say, when I was a young fighter in the training room with Dante Rivera and the Ricardo Almeida team, that wall stuff, all you see, the hips on the walls, fighting the underhooks, locking the hands across the butt, was drilled into us like without fail. It's something that everybody learns, everybody drills. It's part of the way the team trains. It's no surprise to see one of these guys now, second generation, come out doing the same thing that we were doing 10, 15 years ago.
That's great. All right, let's take it up to our man, Dr. David Sarnoff. Get the scores.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard. All 3 judges have the fight 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision, and still undefeated out of the red corner, Nazar, the Prince of Palestine, Dimes.
Excellent work there for Nazar Dimes to stay undefeated. Great work from him. We got 2 more fights still to come. Stay with us. Great main card earlier on UFC Fight Pass. We carry on with the Postlim action here at Parks Casino. If you missed anything on Fight Pass, be sure you check the replay. CFFC 108, phenomenal card. We've got more action coming later this month as well with back-to-back nights. But for now, we'll keep the action going here. CFFC 108, 2 more fights to go, including this one. It's middleweights clashing next. It's New Jersey's Nick Valante returning to the CFFC cage to take on promotional newcomer Mike Seale of New York. It's the Wolf middleweight action. We're going to bump it up to 3-minute rounds for this one as we keep the action going here at Parks Casino. It's the Wolf.
Gotta say, John, I'm impressed when you see somebody's record at 185 pounds and you see inverted triangle choke and triangle choke. That's just not something you see at that weight class. It's not common, right? You see those all the time at the lower weight class, triangles, things like that. But at 185, I mean, I'm excited to see this kid in there.
I agree. Of his 4 victories, 3 submissions, as you mentioned, a rear naked choke, fine. But the inverted triangle, the triangle, I mean, be aware if you're on the ground with this man where the leg positioning is at.
And with the way the submissions have been going tonight, it's like, I'm looking forward to seeing this one. I'm hoping we see another.
He's been a man of streaks throughout his career. He opened his career with 2 straight losses, then had 3 straight wins, then another 2 losses. He just won last time out, so we'll see if he can keep that streak going tonight. Middleweight action, and as we said, 3-minute rounds this time around, a little bit more experience level as you get a little higher into your fight count. You add that extra minute as you inch yourself closer to the full 5-minute rounds of the professional ranks.
Yep, and lose the shin pads.
Lose the shin pads as well.
Coming in with a lot of energy.
We'll see if he can keep it going against this man. A familiar name to CFFC fans.
Yep, another one of these Jersey boys coming from that Dante team. Another guy with an untraditional, non-traditional submission at 185. A north-south choke, right? You see a little bit more with the heavy guys. It's not as much of a light guy move, but still, it's just not something you see every day. And to see an amateur pull it off, or a next-gen guy pull it off against a game opponent in a live fight, it's a guy you want to look out for. He's a person with skills. He's not just going out there swinging and banging.
2-1 record in his career. All 3 of those fights taking place inside the CFFC cage. Most recently suffered a decision loss to Damir, who we'll be seeing in our featured Postlim. He's returning from a 6-month layoff since that fight. He fought 3 times in his first 8 months, so was banging them out real quick, take a little time to rest up, recuperate, build on it, take those lessons.
And I gotta say, at weigh-ins, like physically, he looked a lot better than he did in his last fight. And that's just my opinion, right? As somebody that sees these guys over and over and over again.
Observation that you see,
just,
yeah.
He looked leaner. He looked like he was in good shape. He looked like he's taking this seriously. And
take a look at the tail of the tape for this middleweight matchup. Keep the action going here at Parks Casino. Again, a couple of youngsters, 23 years old, 24. Both of them well put together, 6'1". See the experience levels from each. Let's take it to our man, Dr. David Sarnoff, and get the official introductions.
This bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the CFFC, the Next Gen Middleweight Division. This bout has been brought to us by Jack's Clothing. Now, standing to my right, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 183.9 pounds, has a record of 4 wins and 4 losses, fighting for Vamos MMA out of Riverhead, New York, Mike the Wolf Seale. Now, standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 184.4 pounds, has a record of 2 wins and 1 loss, fighting for the Dante Rivera BJJ out of Freehold, New Jersey, Nick Galante. Referee in charge of the action once the bell rings, Keith Peterson.
Keith Peterson been putting in work today.
Been a busy man. Not here for nonsense, just here for work.
Always appreciate it. Middleweights in the cage. Galante.
We got another southpaw versus a southpaw versus southpaw.
Boy, they're going at it right away.
Right into it. See Nick putting the pressure on, pinning him up against the fence. And Mike trying to get that hips out, get an angle, get that underhook, keeping that whizzer. Good pressure off the bat.
Galante tried to
step over, right? Looking at that omoplata we saw earlier tonight.
Yeah, fantastic. You didn't see that finish. Catch the replay on UFC FIGHT PASS. Had a couple fun ones. Including omoplata. You don't see a lot of those.
Fun fact, 3rd one in CFFC history. That was number 3.
What's that? Ooh. Knee inside there. Galante continues to control from the outside.
Galante's got good head pressure, putting that forehead right in the forehead and chin of Mike. Not really giving him an option to move anywhere.
It's an extra minute in this fight, so you got a little bit more time to work in positions like this.
Yep. Mike just got that underhook, allowed him to hike that up and reverse the position, put Nick up against the cage. That wall position really becomes like a 50-50. One guy with an overhook, one guy with an underhook, and then we're fighting legs, we're fighting hips. Can be exhausting.
There you go. Come on.
Nick gets the takedown.
Halfway through this opening round here. Galante going to set up in top position, although here you go. Talk about the triangle abilities.
Those legs are awful high.
Yes, they are.
He's looking for something. He's looking on that arm. He's
got that right arm trapped as well, yep. Galante's got to be very careful here.
He's got to pop his hip. Oh, he's going for the slam. Mike does a good job of avoiding getting dropped on his back.
Didn't get the big slam, but got himself out of trouble, so accomplished exactly what he needed. Now Seale underneath in half guard.
50 seconds. Let's posture up and make a play. Let's punch. Push the face. Up here, look.
Mike looking for a little bit of an unorthodox escape there. Gets him in some trouble. It's got one hook and a knee in. There's 2. Now it's a matter of fighting to get those hips a little bit square. He's riding a little high, riding a little off to the side. But there's absolutely a finish there if he can get it. Mike postures up. Goes backwards.
Slam to the ground there. 20 seconds remaining. Scramble for position here.
Got that scramble. Got him out.
Seale trying to invert there briefly, but Galante stays on top of him. Final seconds ticking off the clock here. Great scrambles here at the end. Galante has to be aware of that right leg at the moment.
You can see that Mike's got that jiu-jitsu. He's got that comfort level off your back. At 185, it's not often you see guys going inverted, looking underneath for legs. You can see that it's there, right? It's just Nick. He's got some great pressure. Comes from a great jiu-jitsu team. It's just you're not going to catch him off guard. Those little sneaky tricks aren't going to work.
Yeah, fun first round here between these two. Galante getting some words of advice here as we take a look at some of the replays here.
Nick does a good job here getting the takedown from his back off the wall, right? So he was in the non-dominant position, right? He had his back on the wall, Mike was in front, and he still got the takedown. That's just great. John, you see Phil? I thought he had something that he wanted to tell everybody. I kind of slipped out the back.
He had to go, man. He had to go. He caught the flight. He was teasing everybody. that wily CM Punk.
Always up to no good.
Always up to no good. All right, we get ready for round number 2 here in the middleweight division. Valante again in the blue, Seale in the black. Seale does threatening jiu-jitsu, but Valante has no concerns in shooting in and taking this fight to the ground.
Right into it. Did he throw one kick and no punches right into the takedown? No qualms about what he's here to do.
Even with that threatening submission game from Seale, Valante was willing to be here. Must have felt something in that position that he was so willing to go back to it right away.
So Valante's in this north-south position. Is a spot where he's gotten that choke from before. So you know he's dangerous from there, but is it something he's going to go for in a guy that's as crafty as Seale?
See Seale scrambling underneath, turns his knees, looking to work to his feet.
That's under the chin, is it?
Looking for the squeeze here. He's trying to get it under. Seale trying to keep that chin tucked.
Did a very good job of defending that.
Yeah, really did. Now Galante going to threaten from the front.
Looking for that switch dump. They can pay for trying to take him down. And Seale gets Valante down, not for long. Right back up to the feet. You wonder how much the judges count those takedowns, right? Oh, great switch. Great wrestling here from Galante.
Fun stuff to watch from both.
But Basile's staying on him. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to seem like all over Galante. Basile's got some talent too, but the counter wrestling here on the page is just, it's a different level.
Yeah, get your leg out. Get your left leg out. Get your left leg out.
Seale get that ankle, he can get him down.
Push the head down. Push the head. Push.
Nice throw.
Beautiful stuff there.
Seale
tried to scramble, instead Galante winds up on top. Counters to counters right there. We've got a little more than a minute left here in round number 2. Seale threatening, but Galante dealing with it very, very well. And settling into his opponent's guard now.
Yep, not a lot of time to work, but if you're a guy that can throw a triangle up from your back like Seale, still time to do something, right?
No question. Can threaten at any point.
Working that guard up. Valante doing a good job at keeping that posture, keeping his hips back. Strong base.
2 rounds to none. Let's go. Put his head in the cage. Nick, Sharko, put his head right here. Nick, no stress.
Always love listening to Dante Rivera. He's going to give you very direct instruction.
Yep, exactly what you need to do. There's that triangle. Right from the guard. He's got it. He's got it. The arm clear. He's just got to hit his angle, right?
Looking to latch it in. Galante aware. 15 seconds left. Now that arm's still stuck back there. He's going to roll with it. Final seconds ticking off the clock here. Threatening from Seale, but Galante dealing with it very, very well.
Yep, a great Hail Mary there at the end from Seale, just not enough. Galante stays tuned to it.
I like it. It gives you something to think about. I mean, Seale is clearly threatening off his back, but Galante is dealing with it very well.
Absolutely.
And now we get to hear Dante Rivera.
Are you tired? Good. It's a fucking fight. You should be tired, all right? Grab your balls. Let's go. You finished this game, okay?
If you guys don't know anything about Dante, you need to go back and watch his audition fight on The Ultimate Fighter. He fought Team Rampage. He goes out there. He gets a takedown. Go figure. Gets a takedown in the fight. Picks up his opponent. Walks him over to his own corner where his coaches are. Puts him down and Kimura's him. That's Dante. And here you go. You see his guys doing the same thing. Punch, get the takedown, make him pay on top. What a beautiful double leg there from Galante. Great action here in the second. Here we go into the third.
So Seale throwing some threatening submissions up, but Galante defending them well. We'll see if he's as willing to engage on the ground as he was in round number 2, taking the fight to the floor right away. Third round, 3 minutes on the clock.
Whoa, strong left hand there from Galante. He goes right into the takedown.
Slips around to the back. Can't quite get the action to the floor.
Looking for a mat return.
Knee block with your left knee. Put your knee S. Now drive him forward. Don't get the hook in. Don't put the hook in. Just block. Let's get the forearm.
That traditional wrestling side ride.
Right hand, punch with the left. Now, punch. Where's the crucifix, Nick? Look at his hands.
I like letting Dante do the work. He's walking you through the positions. Galante drives it back to the floor.
It's got to be suffocating. Galante's just not giving Basile any room to breathe in this last round.
And it's interesting because Basile, again, with the dangerous submission abilities, he's shown it, but Galante just using his superior wrestling is comfortable in those positions.
Just smothering, right? Basile looking for his own. He's in on the single. It's looking like he's trying to decide, am I going single or am I going double? Can I get those hands locked? And he does. But you see Galante's using that switch, get right back up to his feet. Now Basile still has got his hands locked here, but he's up against the cage. He's back to the
Switching out
single
of the
leg.
single, yep. Galante defending well against the fence. Pushing the head down, doing everything right.
It almost looks like Basile can't make up his mind. Am I going single or am I going double, right? Going back and forth, back and forth. It's like he needs to commit to one. There it is, he goes single, almost gets it. His head's a little low. The problem is when your head gets lower than your hips, you really don't have any strength to lift, right? What do they say? Lift with your legs, not with your back. How you gonna do that when you bend over? He's gotta pop his butt in just like that, and that's gonna allow you that strength to get your head over your hips. He looks for that sacrifice single leg, doesn't quite work. Nick baseball slides out right to the back. What's going on here?
I think he called timeout for grabbing the fence.
Okay. You know, Keith, no nonsense. You grab that fence.
Interesting. Thought he just gave him a warning, but actually reset the position. So we start on the feet here.
Galante's liking that left hand. He's throwing it right over the top.
Crowd coming alive here in the final seconds. Bit of spirited battle here, back and forth.
Love to see these guys finishing on the feet, right? We've seen all the grappling. Going back to it.
Valante, big takedown here in the final minute. Side control, but Seale, look at that. Wall walking a little bit, try to slip out and invert. Final 10 seconds here. Our third and final round.
It looks like Galante's just content with just I'm gonna finish this round on top. I won this fight. Not giving him any room to breathe. You're not gonna give a tricky guy like this a chance to throw up something in the last few seconds.
Smart. I mean, listen, as he said, Galante, he was tiring a little bit, and Dante saw it in the corner, but he said, hey, it's a fight, it's supposed to be tired, but as you said, controlling and then staying out of trouble, and I think should cruise to a decision win there.
And I think after you look at Nick's last fight against Damir Rapper, right? Damir's fighting Luke in our next battle of the evening. That's at 205 pounds. That's a light heavyweight fight. Nick's he's an 85er. He's not a light heavyweight.
So Seale there. We'll take a look at some of this action here in the third and final round.
Great leg kick. Nick uses those to set up that takedown beautifully. Leg kick, duck in, right to the double leg. Lifts him up, seals the fight.
Seale was trying to scramble underneath there, but Galante dealt well with it. I think should get the decision win. Celebrating with his friends and fans in attendance here at Park Casino. Special matinee edition of Cage Fury Fighting Championships, of course, leading into the UFC tonight from the Apex in Las Vegas.
Gotta say, I love that. We're gonna finish up our show. I'll get home, get some food, turn on the TV, and catch the UFC tonight. How much more can you love?
Can't beat that. All right, decisions are in. Let's take our man, Dr. David Sarnoff.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard. All 3 judges have the fight 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the red corner, Nick the Grizzly Galante!
So Galante, I should say, victorious as we expected. Great work from him. Still got our main event to go. Next gen light heavyweight title on the line in our final bout here at CFFC 108. Stay tuned for that.
Yep.
What's up, everybody? UFC President Dana White here. We're coming off the best year in UFC history. And 2022 is going to be even better, especially on UFC Fight Pass. We have so much new content. The world's largest combat sports library, including over 200 live events from Cage Warriors, LFA, Cage Fury, the Eddie Bravo Invitational, Fury Pro Grappling, and much, much more. No one, and I mean no one, has more combat sports programming than we do. There's always something to see, available anywhere, anytime, and if you're a real fight fan, you do not want to miss any of it. Sign up today for UFC Fight Pass.
I mean, I know it's because we're on it, but seriously, if you're a fight fan, why do you not have Fight Pass, man?
There's just no reason not to. There's just so much on there. Not just the back library, but when you look at the original programming, the movies, it's just, it's almost too much. It's more than you could ever watch, right? More than you'll ever watch.
Definitely. If you're not signed up, make sure you do so. But now, let's get to our main event of our Postlims here today. It's our final bout of the day, and it features undefeated next-gen light heavyweight champ Luke Fernandez seeking the first defense of his title when he takes on a returning Damir Rapa.
Damir Rapa making his way to the cage now. He's an interesting one, right? Paulsboro wrestler, a national champion, I think at the junior college level, and had his first fight 2014, and then didn't fight again.
7 years.
7 years. Wins and walks off into the sunset, and then I guess just decides that you gotta scratch that itch when it comes back, and here he is. Now 2 fights since his return. Victory over, you just saw Nick Valante earning the title shot against Nick's teammate here, Luke.
It's funny that first win that he had back in 2014, it was actually over a current UFC middleweight in Josh Fremd, you know, so it not only was it a win years ago, but it was a win over a guy that became a guy.
Right. Crazy the way the world works.
And now he's back. 1-1 record in CFFC's next-gen division. He's challenging for the title today. Damir Rapa.
And from what I understand, him and Luke wrestled on the same circuit, right? They were on the same scene, but just never happened to cross paths. And after all these years of imagining that it's going to happen, here it happens. Not on the wrestling mat, but here in the cage for the title.
And you see the crowd on their feet for Luke Fernandez.
A lot of supporters here.
4-0 record in his amateur career. All 4 of those taking place in the CFFC Next Gen division.
3 of those victories coming by submission, right? Exciting guy. Only once has he gone to the scorecards. And I don't know if you saw that fight. That was a banger, right? It was back and forth. Great takedowns, dropping everything.
Claimed the title 6 months ago. I thought it was so cool. I was like, why haven't you fought since then? He said, well, I made a commitment to help coach high school wrestling, and I got to stay committed to that. You know, a lot of people, especially with the hype that's building behind him right now, say, I know I committed to that, but you know, my career's going pretty well. I'm going to focus on that. But he said, no, I made a commitment to these kids, and I'm sticking with it. And, pretty honorable stuff.
It says something about a guy, right? When they're willing to make a sacrifice for somebody else if they don't have to. I mean, that speaks to somebody's character. He could have said, hey, man, I'm on a streak. I love the lights. I love the camera. They're offering me a fight. I got to take it, guys. It's an opportunity. But no, he gave his word, and he's going to keep it. We respect that.
Very cool. Luke Fernandez, the undefeated champ, looking to keep it that way. Got to think the professional ranks are coming in his very near future, but he'd like to go out with an exclamation point. Take a look at the tail of the tape for our featured bout of the evening. The next-gen light heavyweight title is on the line. You see that perfect career mark for Luke Fernandez. The Damir Rapa, a talented prospect as well. We'll see what happens in this featured light heavyweight bout. Let's take it to Dr. David Sarnoff.
This next bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds for the next-gen light heavyweight championship of the world. This bout has been sponsored by OnlyFans. Now, standing to my right, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in 205 pounds, has a record of 2 wins and 1 loss. Fighting for American MMA and Wrestling, out of Penns Grove, New Jersey, Damir Tampa! Now, standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 204.5 pounds, with an undefeated record of 4 wins and no losses, fighting for the Dante Rivera BJJ out of Lacey Township, New Jersey, the reigning, the defending, the undisputed next-gen light heavyweight champion of the world, Luke Fernandez! Referee in charge of the action once the bell rings. No nonsense, Keith Peterson.
Some intensity there out of Luke, barely taking his eyes off Damir there during the introduction, just pacing back and forth almost like a lion, just staring him down.
I love it, the intensity is there. Again, we know the professional ranks are coming very soon for him, top prospect. Like to do something impressive here tonight.
You always wonder when you see 2 wrestlers get in there, you're going to end up with a boxing match.
Throwing some big shots early is Fernandez.
No one's pulling any punches here.
Fernandez walking him down, rapid shoots from range. And deep on that single. Fernandez defended well. Oh, drives the knee inside there. Then they back up to the fence.
Just drills him, makes him pay for it. Damir trying to get that grip, looking to lock his hands. Can he get it with just the thighs? I don't think so.
Fernandez comfortable in this position. Took a look up over this corner to get some advice there.
You see Luke trying to dig that right hand there into the underhook. That's his way out. Hits the reversal, sprawl, and he's safe.
Slick work there. Now he's controlling. So he backs away. Lands a big right hand there as they stand. Hand on the neck, pushing away.
We'll call that some dirty boxing. Damir looks to throw, but a guy like Luke's just not going to let that happen that easy. But Luke counters with his own. Gets on top, right to mount almost, right?
Beautiful work. Halfway through here, round number 1. Now full mount for Luke Fernandez.
Look to him posture up and rain down some punches. There it is. Damir turning away. That's it.
That's it. Wow. Luke Fernandez gets it done with the exclamation point.
What a finish. Crowd is on their feet.
Great work from Luke Fernandez, and he is pumped up. The crowd going wild, and still Luke Fernandez. We'll go talk to him.
What a way to defend your title for the first round for Luke. He's got all his friends and family here. I imagine the whole Lacey Township wrestling squad's out, all those that are over 21. And you get the finish in front of your friends and family, near home. Nothing better than that. Just an absolutely elated Luke. Asking how does he look? He looks damn good, I'd say. So here you see Luke getting in his face, getting dirty with that boxing, push the face away, get some punches, does the same thing on the ground, and this time it earns the finish, right? Damir just got trapped. That bottom arm is stuck. He's just eating punches. There was really no way out for him on that. It was just not going to get any better from there, and that's all she wrote. He's just seen enough. Luke play into his crowd. It's exactly what a fighter should do, right? You're here to promote yourself. Do it. What a night. Let's throw it up to our ring announcer, Dr. David Sarnoff.
For everybody in the house, after we announce the champ, we're going to all go to the beer garden, throw some back. For those of you that want to play some bets tonight on UFC, you can do it right here at Parks Casino at their sports book. Okay, can I have a bell? Can I have another bell? One more bell. Ladies and gentlemen, this bout was stopped at 1 minute and 14 seconds in the first round. Winner by TKO due to excessive strikes, and still undefeated out of the red corner, the next gen light heavyweight champion of the world, Luke Fernandez.
Now the man who always gets the first question is going to get his first question here at CFFC with our champ, Luke Fernandez.
Here with your champ, and still undefeated, Luke Fernandez. Talk about the emotion right now. Big win for you today.
I mean, we just did what we got to do. I got the best coaches. I got the best gym, training partners in the world. I mean, I just executed the game plan and did what I had to do.
And not only executed the game plan, got it done in the opening round. I mean, listen, some grappling exchanges back and forth. Once you got on top, punches came in. Did you think you'd be able to get this done quick?
Yeah, I mean, I always like to get business done. My mom always tells me keep that face pretty. So that's what I tried to do, get in here, get my business done, and just follow my coach's game plan, follow what I do, and just let my weapons really show. I really wanted to show a tool belt, so I'm glad that I got the opportunity. I respect Damir. We've done it in wrestling. Now we've done it in the cage. He's a hell of a competitor. Good dude. He's a good father. So nothing but respect for him.
I love it. Mom didn't have to worry today. Listen, undefeated, undisputed. The question remains, what's next? I mean, at this point, looking like a top prospect. What's the move? I know you're gonna leave it up to coach. Is he giving you any advice yet, or what's coming next?
I mean, it's whatever this man wants to do. My immediate turnaround, I'm gonna do a beer at the beer garden. If you guys want to hang out, let's get a beer together. Other than that, I'm gonna be back in here as soon as possible. I love this. This is what I do. I train every day. Like I said, the best gym. I got the best training partners. I got the best support system right here in my family. And I'm just made for this shit, so you're gonna see more of me.
I love it. Professional ranks might be coming soon, but right now, it's Frosty Beverages, cold beer. Yes, Luke Fernandez, and still.
Your champion, ladies and gentlemen, undefeated. 5-0, 4 finishes, the next gen CFFC light heavyweight champion, Luke Fernandez. I gotta say, honestly, I'd really like to see Luke defend that title. We don't have a lot of next gen champs stick around and really go on a run of title defenses and rack them up. I'd really love to see him defend it, but I gotta be honest, there's not a lot of challenges left at this weight class at the next gen level for a guy like Luke. I think it's time for a guy like him to go pro.
I think he's ready. I mean, listen, I'd love to see him defend that belt, but I think he's ready. And obviously, it'll be up to Dante Rivera. And I spoke to Luke ahead of time, and he said, listen, I trust him. If he says, let's do another one, we'll do another one. But it just looks like a guy that's polished and ready to be in the professional ranks.
And if he keeps putting on performances like that, I gotta pay him.
That's
right?
it.
Can't keep letting him fight for free.
I love it. Well, way to wrap up. CFFC 108. Fantastic from start to finish. We appreciate everybody that joined us for our post-lims. If you didn't catch the main card on Fight Pass, make sure you go catch the replay. We got the UFC tonight. And then, of course, CFFC comes back May 27th and 28th with back-to-back nights in Philly. We'll see you at the 2300 Arena. Right now, let's go get a beer with Luke Fernandez.